Hello students, in this video we'll be seeing about corticosteroids. Four drugs are mentioned in your syllabus: cortisone, hydrocortisone, prednisolone and betamethasone. So what are corticosteroids? Corticosteroids are steroidal hormones secreted by the outer cortex of the adrenal glands. There are two classes of corticosteroids. One is glucocorticoid and the other one is mineralocorticoid. Together they help in maintaining the homeostasis of our body. So coming to the first class of corticosteroids, that is glucocorticoids. There are two important glucocorticoid hormone. One is the cortisol, SOL. OL refers alcohol group, hydroxy group, hydrocortisone. And second one is cortisone, ONE stands for ketone. So cortisol and cortisone are the two important glucocorticoids. And from the name itself, you can understand that they are concerned with glucose metabolism. Glucocorticoids ensure that the glucose is available for the body functions. They are also involved in protein metabolism and lipid metabolism. Then the next one is a mineralocorticoid. The most important one is the aldosterone. They are involved in the regulation of water and electrolyte. Aldosterone causes sodium and water retention and potassium excretion. Now we'll come back to glucocorticoids. So we told that there are two glucocorticoids: hydrocortisone, or it is otherwise known as cortisol. It is the hormonal active hormone, and the other one, cortisone, the ketone form. Ketone form is an inactive metabolite of hydrocortisone. Coming to the chemistry part, both these hydrocortisone and cortisone both contain the basic nucleus corticosterone. Corticosterone. If you look at the structure of corticosterone, you can see that it is a 21 carbon atom nucleus. So the basic nucleus present is pregnane, alpha pregnane, 5 alpha pregnane. What are the other structural features of corticosteroids? The A ring is similar to progesterone. That is, the A ring contains a 3 keto group and a unsaturation at the 4th position. Then other structural features are a hydroxyl group at the 11th position and then a keto group at 20th position. So corticosteroids contains 2 keto group, one at the 3rd position and the other at the 20th position, and then there is a terminal primary alcohol at 21st position. 21 carbon atom carries a primary alcohol group. So we have seen that both hydrocortisone and cortisol contains corticosterone as a basic structural nucleus. Now what is the difference between hydrocortisone or cortisol and cortisone? Both these hormones differ only at the functional group present at the 11th position. Hydrocortisone carries a hydroxyl group at the 11th position, whereas cortisone carries a keto group. That is, cortisone carries 11 keto group, whereas hydrocortisone carries a 11 hydroxyl group. The remaining part is similar in both the hydrocortisone and cortisone. In addition to this the basic structure of corticosterone, they carry a 17 alpha hydroxyl group. So there is an alpha hydroxyl group at the 17th position for both corticosterone, that is hydrocortisone, and cortisone. So again, hydrocortisone, it is having the same structure as that of corticosterone. Only difference is that it carries an additional alpha hydroxyl group at the 17th position. So you can name it as 17 alpha hydroxy corticosterone. It is commonly used as its ester forms: acetate esters, tertiary butyl esters, butyl acetate esters, or hemisuccinate esters. Hemi means succinic acid is a dicarboxylic acid. So only one of the carboxylic acid is esterified, and so you get a hemiacetate. Hemi stands for half. Okay, so that is hemiacetate. The hydrocortisone acetate form is more commonly used. Hydrocortisone acetate is a bitter, practically white, odorless, bitter crystalline powder. It is affected by light. Hence, it should be stored in well-closed, light-resistant containers. Now, coming to cortisone, it is having same structure as that of hydrocortisone, with only difference is that at the 11th position in cortisone you have a keto group. So the IUPAC naming is 17 alpha hydroxy 11 dehydrocorticosterone. Dehydro, DE denotes that the hydrogen atom attached to the hydroxyl group is removed. They are used as its ester forms. Acetate is the more common one, cortisone acetate. It is having similar physical properties as that of hydrocortisone. It is also affected by light. Hence, it should be stored in well-closed, light-resistant containers. The pharmacological applications of corticosteroids, they are mainly important for the preservation of normal functions of cardiovascular system, immune system, kidneys, skeletal muscles, endocrine system, and the nervous system. They are mainly the primary application of adrenal corticosteroids are used for their replacement therapy in adrenal insufficiency in disease states like Addison's disease, where there is complete absence of secretion of corticosteroids. And then the main other therapeutic applications of corticosteroids depends on their anti-inflammatory and immunosuppressant action. Anti-inflammatory activity involves the use of these agents for ocular inflammations, cerebral edema, etc. And immunosuppressant actions, they are used for in various autoimmune diseases, allergic conditions, chronic treatment of bronchial asthma, autoimmune disorders like rheumatism. It is used in the treatment of arthritic and rheumatic disorders. Then certain skin disorders like pruritus, psoriasis, certain types of dermatitis, etc. Now coming to the synthetic derivatives of glucocorticoids. Hydrocortisone, even though they have mainly glucocorticoid activity, they have some mineralocorticoid activity as well. That is, they cause sodium and water retention along, and as a result of that it causes edema. So that is a side effect of hydrocortisone. So in order to overcome that, certain synthetic derivatives are prepared like prednisolone, betamethasone, which have increased glucocorticoid activity and with very less mineralocorticoid activity. So that is the side disadvantages of glucocorticoid can be avoided. Coming to the chemistry of prednisolone. If you look at the structure of prednisolone, it is very similar to that of hydrocortisone. Only difference is in the A ring. It carries a double bond at position 1 and 2. And so you can consider prednisolone as a 1-dehydrocortisone. That is dehydro, that is the hydrogen atom is removed. So that is 1-dehydrocortisone. So prednisolone, they are having marked or increased glucocorticoid activity, 1 to 3 times more glucocorticoid activity than hydrocortisone, and so it is having 3 times more anti-inflammatory activity than hydrocortisone. They are and very less mineralocorticoid activity, so their disadvantages of sodium retention, edema, etc. can be minimized. Then this prednisolone is used in their acetate ester form. Okay, since it is hygroscopic and is also affected by light, it should be stored in well-closed containers protected from light. So, coming to the uses of prednisolone, it is 3 to 5 times more potent than hydrocortisone, and therefore it can be used in lower doses. So it is potent and it is used to treat inflammatory, allergic, autoimmune diseases, etc. Then coming to the next drug, betamethasone. It is different from hydrocortisone in 3 points. First one is that it carries a double bond at the first position as that of prednisolone. Second thing, it carries a fluorine group at the 9th position, a 9-alpha fluoro group. Third one is that it carries a beta-methyl group at the 16th position. So these 3 differences are there in the betamethasone, and their naming is written as 9-fluoro 16-beta-methyl prednisolone. And these changes can bring about marked increase in the glucocorticoid activity, that is in their anti-inflammatory property, and with very decreased or with very minimal mineralocorticoid activity. It is mainly used for its anti-inflammatory properties. Then it is very potent and as well as it is very long acting. Another change in this structure, if the 16-beta-methyl group is replaced with a 16-alpha-methyl group, that is 16-alpha-methyl epimer of betamethasone is known as dexamethasone. It is also having similar action as that of betamethasone. These 2 agents are mainly used as an anti-inflammatory agent as well as in allergic conditions. They are very potent and long-acting glucocorticoids.